Okay, recording has started, so welcome to today's tutorial. We'll be going through the bonus part for the exam question paper, right? That we did, which is the 2024 paper A. So it was about water, underground, above ground, if you still remember. So let me open the solution and we try to convert it to a C++ module, right? So there's the exam. So I'm gonna double click the code blocks file, the one that ends in .cbp. So there it is. So let's wait for it to open. So what's the whole point of modules, right? So the whole point of modules is that it can view it as like it's a header file and a CPP file mixed or joined into one file that ends in .cxx, right? So let me open Notepad and explain modules a little bit. It's nothing too fancy. It's just a better way of writing C++ code. Modules, right, is basically when you take a header file and its implementation file, right? You combine them into one file so that you don't always have to create a header file, then a CPP file, then a header file, then a CPP file. You don't have to do that. That's the beauty of modules. And it also improves the speed of your application because there's no, header files defined, right? So it's a C++ 20. Um, it was introduced in the C++20 compiler, right? So you better make sure you're using the C++20 compiler. But since they're gonna use VPL, you don't have to worry about that. You just make sure. I don't know how. The bonus question is tricky. You'd have to you have to know, or you have to have an assumption that it works because you can't test it. Trust me, it's quite complicated to test it because you have to say G++ standard, right? And then you specify which standard it is. Or I think it's just, and then you say C++20. And then you specify, I think you say -fs modules, something like that. So you see, it becomes complicated to test it. So since you're gonna struggle to test it, that means you just submit it. You hope, you cross your fingers and you hope it works. So I'm just gonna teach you the simplest way to declare module so that you know that it's gonna work 100%, right? That's if you can remember these steps. They're not, it's not complicated steps. So instead of having a header file and a CPP file, you have one file. So let me create the file. So new, um, how do you add a new file again? Yeah, I think this is yeah, new file. So remember our header file and the CPP file were called water space. So I'm gonna use the same name, water space dot cxx, not CPP, not dot h. It's dot cxx, right? Make sure you don't forget this extension. It's .cxx. That's how you should name the module. That's the extension of which the module should end in. Cancel. So I'm zooming in so that you can see clearly. We have what we call the first part. We have, I think it's called global module fragment, something like that, right? You have that part. Then you're gonna have the part whereby you include immediately after this part, you're gonna include your header files, right? That you're gonna use like string stream, ctime, cstdlib. Those are the header files I'm talking about. Then after here, you will declare, right, the name. Okay, let me put it this way. You declare the module and specify its name, right? That's the third thing that you do. Then, okay, right? You have global fragment, then you have the part where you include the header files that you're gonna use, right? Then after that, you declare the module and specify its name, right? These are the three most important thing, right? Then after that, that's where you have your functions. And these functions, right, you only put implement implementations, right? No prototypes, just implementation. You can assume in your head that a header file already exists. I want you to view it in that way. Just start coding. Imagine this. That's why you see it starts with the .c, which is close to .cpp. So it's similar to a CPP file. It's just that it kind of combines what a CPP file has and what a header file has into one thing. So here, this is always the 4 steps that you're gonna make use of. One important thing you need to understand, right? If you want to make it available, right? Basically, you want other people to access what's inside the module. You use the keyword export. If you remember, I don't know whether it was grade 8 or grade 9, something like that. EMS, I'm not sure. Or it was commerce in from grade 10 to grade 12. I forgot. But if you remember, when you buy something, goods, right? When you buy goods and say like goods, right? Things from overseas, Agri can either export or import. To export is to send it to the other side, right? So that's why we put the keyword export, because we want it to be able to be sent to other places. In this case, other CP and say, okay, I am receiving the module. So to receive it, it's the opposite of export, which is import. I hope that example makes sense. So import, this is you receiving. If you remember in high school, receiving, is it? Yeah, receiving the goods, right? And then export is you sending, right? You are sending them, sending the goods. The only difference with the goods, with this import and export for goods, is that we are not importing goods and exporting goods. We are now exporting and importing functions, right? That's what we are importing and exporting, the functions. And we're exporting them by putting the right keywords, right? If you omit the export keyword, the function won't be available in the CPP file. So make sure you take note of that. The best approach let's make a simple example, right? Let me show you an example. Let's do it. Like a simple program, then we'll convert our practical. So you start with the module fragment. But then before the module fragment, yeah, you just simply say module, semicolon, like this. This simply, in other words, right? You can view it in this way. You can think of it in the sense that this is you telling C++ that this will be a module, or this is a module, right? This is a module. That's what that statement does. And then here you include the header files you're gonna use. For example, if we're using cout, that's IOStream. Cin and cout, that's IOStream, right? If you're using to lower, that's CC type header file. All of those things you need to know, but we're gonna get to the header file. Let's keep that for now. Then you need to declare the module and specify its name. The easiest way to specify its name, always choose the name of the CXX file. You see it's called water space here. I'm also gonna call the module water space. So you now give the module a name. So module, what is its name? It's water space, right? But then if you leave it like this, remember in one important rule we need to understand, you need to always use export for things that you want to be sent. We want to send out the module so that other files can access the module. So I'm gonna prepend. Prepend, it means to put it at the beginning. Append, it means to put it at the end. So I'm gonna prepend the keyword export. You can view it as like it's marked with the label that this can be exported, it can be sent to another place. So I want this module with this name to be able to be sent to another file. So that's done. Then now we declare the functions that we want to send out. And remember, we only put implementations, not function prototypes. So you can assume the header file already exists. That's what I want you to have. You should have that assumption. So I'm gonna say, let's say the function prints, right? So print, or let's say it greets the user. Greet, yeah, let's simply call it greet. It takes in no parameters, right? And then it simply says it greets the user. So yeah, it's fine. I'll say cout. Then what's the message? Hello, world. Oh, it greets the world, right? And then I'm gonna put an end of line character. Done. Simple, right? Then I'm gonna go up here at the top. Remember, I'm using cout and endl. So here on the header files, I need to say hash include IO stream. And then since I didn't specify, I didn't say standard colon colon, it means I want to say using standard namespace. So I need to also do that using namespace standard, right? Simple. But then this is not going to work. Remember the very important rule. Anything that you want to send, it must be prepended with the word export, meaning it's marked as exportable, right? That you are able to export it. So now, how do you make use of that header file, of that module? I mean, make sure that's the first statement, right? So you're going to say import. It only makes sense, right? Because you are receiving CPP file, right? I want you to view it in this way. Imagine water space is America. Let's say it's America. It's the United States of America, right? Main.cpp, that's South Africa. America, which is .cxs, it exports, right, or sends us this module, right? It's sending it out, it's exporting it. In South Africa, when we receive the product, it's viewed as an import. So we need to import it. What are we importing? It's the module. What is the name of the module? Water space. And then semicolon, done. There's no this thing of hash include, blah, blah. Just import name of the. It's if you notice something, right? It's similar to using namespace standard. The only difference is that it doesn't have the using keyword. You need to use the import keyword and the name of the module. And another thing, very, very important. I remember with I was helping one of the students with the bonus, with one of the VPL exercises, I think. Oh no, it was a bonus for a prac. I realized that a module, right? Remember in C++ with the header files, if you already included IOStream here and you said using standard namespace, you can delete it in this file here because it actually imports it with those header files. It also includes those same header files in this file. The the limitations with modules is that it doesn't add them. So these only, you see, only all these header files, they only exist within the module. That's something you need to understand very well. They only exist within the module. So if you try to delete it here, it's going to show you a weird error. So if you are using cout again inside this main.cpp, declare it again, include it again. That's something very, very important. You see that one? If you miss that part, it's gonna have a lot of errors and you won't fix it because you don't understand modules. So let's try to run it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, let's hope it runs. Okay, let me delete all of this code. My bad. Oh, it won't run. It's not perfect yet. I put an error on purpose, I forgot. So let's call the greet function. Remember, it's a void function, so I'm simply gonna call it greet. And it's not, I didn't put it inside of a namespace. So I don't have to specify, for example, standard. I don't have to do that. It's not part of a namespace. If it was part of a namespace, then there would be a must for me to do that. I'll show you the namespace technique. So I'm gonna run it. It should crash. I'm expecting it to crash. Yeah. So you see import only available which is not yet enabled with blah blah C++20. The greet was not declared in the scope. You see, it couldn't find the greet function. So basically it went to the module and when you imported the module, right? Think of it in this way. I want you to view it in this way. When that country exports things, right? like I said, it looks for things that are prepended with the word export. It means that they are approved to be sent out. Look at the grid function. It is no keyword export. So that means it's not approved. So it stays here. It doesn't go when the other file says they want to import. You can think of it as like the goods were missing. We didn't receive all the goods because these ones were not marked as ready to be shipped. So you need to put the keyword export right before the return type. Then now you try it again, it should run. So let's try it, run it. I hope it doesn't disappoint. Oh yeah, but now but now it's working, right? That's the good part. At least it's working now because now it's not saying that it doesn't know what that thing is, right? It's just the version of the compiler. I forgot. I don't know. The things I don't know VPL. Where can you change the version of C++ here? Does anyone know? I don't think anyone knows, but let's see. Let me try doing it inside. Let me see. Let me try to do it inside Windows, not VPL. Let's see. Hopefully, I can make it work. I can make it run. Hopefully. So I'm gonna say C G++ version. I wanna see if G++ is installed. Yeah, it's there. So I did install the compiler. For you guys, you must install it on your own. You can go to winlibs, right, .com. I think it's winlibs.com. Or you can, there's a video by, I don't know what it's yeah. You can go here and you choose the Minch W, right? I think you click Minch W64. Yeah. But which points to the same website I did point you. I think there's two. Let me see the first link. Yeah, there's two. You can choose take this approach here by clicking on GCC, or you click Minch W, the second link. You choose which one works for you. So let's try it out. Let me create the files inside Windows, then we try to run it inside Windows. If it fails, it fails, then someone has to tell me how to set the compiler version there. So yeah, let's create the files. So new text document. So I'm gonna have main.cpp, right? Then I'm gonna have water space.cx, right? CXX. So water space, which is the module .cxx, right? Then I'll open this inside Notepad++. Then I'll go to VPL and copy and paste, right? So this is the main.cpp, right? There we go. And then the module. I don't know why VPL is acting up today. I'm not sure, but it should have worked. But let's see. Yeah, so we have that. Let me quickly look at the command that you must use to run. Let me just double check. It's called fs modules. What? TS. Right. Oh, it's F modules. TS. Yeah. So let's do that. So let me open the location of where the module and the CPP file is. So right click and then say open in terminal. Then it's gonna open. Let's wait for it. Yeah. Then I'm gonna clear the screen. So let's try to run it. So G++, what file am I running? Main.cpp, and it is a module. So F modules TS. What's the name of the modules file? Water space dot cxx. Then what's the C++ version? So I need to also specify the C++ version. Standard is equals to C++ or minus std is equals to C++ 20. And then this should be sent to a file named main. If it doesn't work, I don't know. Uh, let's see. Global module contents must be from preprocessor include using. Oh, so I think it's the place. I think where I put using is where the problem is. So let me check something here. Let me do this. Let me do it after export and let's see. Yeah, I remember facing some similar errors. The thing is, I forgot how I fixed it. Using namespace standard was giving me problems. Yeah, using was giving me problems. I don't know why that was. Why that was the case. Okay, yeah, when I put the using there, it doesn't pick it up. So it's supposed to be the way it is, I think. Yeah, you can ask your question. Yeah, I can speak.
Yeah, yeah, I sent message on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay, let me check. Yeah, the thing is, when I did this modules are not okay, no pun intended, but when I did this modules are not part of the topic yet. Oh, they said you can change the CXX file to CPP. Oh, okay, so let me try that.
And so, uh, let's try out on the Mendo CPP, Mendo
Yeah.
CPP and put h include above import. Let's try and
Oh,
include
yeah. I think I get what you're
h.
saying. Let me try something here. I'm not sure if you're supposed to start with the header file like this and then use import. Let's try that. Let me see. Oh, it still doesn't want to work. Yeah, so that's not the case. I thought maybe. Okay, but we're not using C out. I don't know why I'm worried about that. Let me not include that. Because you see that we are not using C out here. Okay, it still says import only available in FTS, which is not yet enabled in C++20. Yeah, I remember facing this error. I remember it took me time to find out what was wrong. What's wrong here? What's missing? Everything looks proper here. Um, but I'm just following instructions from Dr. Stunga. Um, C++, failed to read compiled module. No such file or directory. Is it because, okay, maybe I think, let me see, let me try something here. Damn, that made it worse. Or maybe it's supposed to use backslash. Yeah, this thing is annoying. Let me try backslash. Is it forward slash or backslash? Is it dot forward or dot back? Let me try again. G plus plus. Right. So instead of dot forward, let me say dot back slash where. Okay. Yeah. So that's not it. That's not the problem. What am I missing? Okay. Let me try this. The thing is, I'm just following the way it's demonstrated in the recording. Okay. He didn't say using namespace standard. I don't know why he avoided. Maybe that's because it was causing problems. I don't know. Let's try it out. Let me try this. Yeah, still a problem. Okay. Please don't tell me deleted. Oh, yeah, so let me undo that. Let me do this. Let me not say using the standard namespace, right? And then just get it straight from the namespace, from the standard namespace, like this. Because I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right. It does not name import, doesn't name it type. Superfast 20 is only available with, which is not yet enabled with C++ 20. Oh, okay. So let me try that method you're talking about. You said you should change the CXX to CPP.
Yes,
Let me
yes,
try.
yes.
Okay, let's try that. I don't know why it's acting up. I think it was working. I don't know when, but it was working. This thing. Waterspace.cpp. Let's try that and see. How do you delete it? Um, oh, you can delete here. Delete selected. Okay, let's try it again. Mm, still complaining. Uh, it's line what? Line two. Where's the line two? Does not name a type. Yeah, so yeah, I think we should stick to CXX. But when I use CPP, you see that it's picking it up. It does pick it up. Okay, it's fine. Let me go here. Let's try it inside here. Let me change the extension. So dot CPP, right? And then let's try it again. Uh nah, but I don't know. Maybe Dr. Strong was onto something, but I don't think renaming it should make a difference. Yeah, you see. Okay, let's imagine let's pretend that if it's FTS modules things is not there. Okay, yeah, now we get the same errors, right? Mm, this is weird. Now, this is honestly a weird error. I remember doing this thing, it did work. Let me create the CXX file again. New file .cxx. Yeah, any suggestions? This is all the steps. You see, you start with the module, then include your header files, right? And then you export the module followed by the module name, right? Then here you put in the functions you want to export. You must put in the export keyword. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong here. And there's no slides on this thing. It's a problem. Uh, FTS. Grid was not declared. It is declared now. Import does not name a type. It could be. But if it was the version, then that would have been something. Let me check it. Modules and C++. Let's check the if we can find some explanation on this thing. Just to double check if you're on the right track. Yeah, so you have export module name. Yeah, here we're using standard. Yeah, so we can't do that. Yeah, this one ends in .ixx. I think I'm not sure. Did Dr. String say you can like the did he say .ixx doesn't work on VPL or what? Is that why he told you to use CXX?
I think it was just for highlighting so that you can highlight keywords. I think it's that
Oh,
case. Yeah.
but then it's not highlighting still. So let me choose. Let me use IXX. Let me check something here. They're saying you have this module here. Let me check. You say export like this, and then you put it. Okay, let's try that. So I'm gonna copy this. Not run, man. I should see now. VPL. A new file. Let me call it water, right? .ixx. And then since it's a bit different, let me try to use the technique they are using on the explanation. Come on. Why does it keep going out? So let's import the water module, not the water space. Let's try that and see. It's still similar. There's a slight difference, but it's still similar. Let me see. Yeah, it still gives us the same exact same error. So I think there's something small that's missing here. I don't know what. Whether it's the I don't know what's missing. You don't see anything missing. Okay, let me just double check again here. Just give me a sec to check. But I'm 100% sure this is the right order of things. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing, like literally exactly the same thing. I made no mistake. I don't know whether it's a VPL issue or what. I literally made no mistake here. It's exactly how the examples showed. It's exactly the same way Dr. String showed it. So I don't know what's going on our side. On his side, it works, but on our side, it doesn't work. That's weird. Just let me just double check. But yeah, you simply have to import. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, to be honest. It's a VPL issue, but this is how you should answer it. It's a VPL issue. I don't know why VPL is doing this, but this is how you should answer it. Answer it, right? It's in this order. So yeah, it's a VPL issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put back using namespace standard, right? Like this. And then yeah, it should work. And then there's no need for this. But now I'm gonna convert the answers, right? The question paper. So this is all the code, right? All of this. So what I'm going to do is you need to be very careful. I'm going to copy everything here, all of this. You see that I didn't copy from hash include because we don't hash include with modules. Modules are meant to replace header files. So copy, and then where it says functions and implementation, that's why I paste all of that code. And then yeah, basically done with the module because you did say, okay, not done. You did say using standard namespace, that's fine. You need to double check something. Yeah, you need to be very careful. You're almost done. The only thing that's left is to go into the header file and look at all the header files you're using, which is this list. Copy it, go here, and then replace here with all of the header files you've used. Done, right? Then one last step, then you're completely done before it works. Remember, everything that you want to send out, you prepend the keyword export. So you're gonna put here export. You can be lazy and do this, right? But then it might not, there's a chance it's not gonna work. You can put the export in front of each function. But remember, all of these functions are inside a what? A namespace. So you'd have to also export the namespace. So what I would suggest you do, right? Just simply export the namespace like this. You'll export everything also inside of the namespace. So this is the easier way of doing it instead of putting export manually on each function. So I'm gonna put export there, done. Then I save. Then I go here. I say import water space, right? Because that's what we've named the module, water space. And then I'm going to go to the main.cpp, right? Don't forget to include the header files that are used inside main.cpp. Remember what I said. If you included header files inside the module, right? They only exist within the module, not outside. So I have to copy here. Remember the .h, there's no header file anymore. So I'm gonna start copying from there up until the end, copy, and then go here and put it underneath import. And then that's the code. So this is how you'd convert it to a bonus question, right? I don't know why VPL on our side is not working, but it should be working. Yeah, showing the same errors that blah 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 is not available in FTS, but as you can see, we did do everything. This is exactly how Dr. String showed it. So I don't know why on our side doesn't want to work. I think he didn't expose the settings, like how to set VPL up. Or maybe VPL just hates us. Um, okay, let me do this. Hmm. Yeah, there's no button here, anything to set compiler or something like that. So I don't know why it's not working. But yeah, everything looks okay. It should be working. But at least there's no error in the header file itself. Let me see. Yeah, there's no error in the header file, in the module itself, I mean. The error is only coming in the main. So I don't know why this import is not importing. What does it say? Import does not name a type. You see? So the issues with the keyword import, it says it doesn't understand what the word import means, which is weird because this is C++. I should be able to pick it up. So yeah, but this is how you do the bonus. It should work. Maybe if you guys try it on your side, it might work. So this is the bonus. That's all you have to do for those 20 marks. But like I said, it's tricky. You need to make sure that it works. If you're using code blocks, that means you have to assume it works. But I would advise you to switch from code blocks to VPL. Once you're done with the actual coding, you're now attempting the bonus. You see that it's best to attempt the bonus after you're done with the whole code because you simply copy and paste. Then you open VPL and then you do your stuff. You try to convert to a module. You test it out. If it runs, don't touch anything else. If it runs, download the zipped file and then save it and submit. Because you're supposed to come here to download and then download. It's gonna zip everything. You're gonna make a zipped file. Then that zip file, I think you must add the word bonus to it, if I'm not mistaken. Um, where's there should be an explanation on how you submit the bonus. Uh, no, it does. Okay, here it doesn't show but this question paper didn't show the bonus. But the question paper, I don't know. I did see it somewhere. I don't know which question paper was that. Oh, it's the 2025 one. Yeah, I think it's the 2025 one. Yeah, that's where they did put, but it's worth, I think it's worth 20 marks, the modules, I think they were 20 marks. And then 5 marks is for what? Is it enums? I think. Not sure. But yeah, just make sure it works. Once it works, zip it. They'll tell you on the PDF how to name the bonus, that zipped file for the bonus. They'll tell you how to name it. Yeah, so that's pretty much all you have to do for this. Yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do here. Yeah, the thing is, it's just that the VPL is not picking it up. He doesn't know what we mean when we say export, which is weird. So yeah, that's why it's not running. But it should be running because we did follow the instructions. So I'll just end the session here. Then you guys I want you guys to go test it out now. Use this solution that I sent in the group chat to try and test it on your VPL. Keep trying, and then if someone manages to get it right, let us know how you did settings, if there's supposed to be settings done, so that we help everyone else who's going to write the exam. So yeah, let me stop recording.